Okay. Hi, everybody, and welcome to our second episode of the Prattlecast. I'm Shake.
I'm Razzle.
And here we are on week 2 with pretty good starting results from fans from other areas of the internet.
Yeah, I think today what we should do is a retrospective of all the best moments of the past.
of our past singular episodes.
Yes.
Okay, I'll start. I really enjoyed that moment when I found out that you are a 16-year-old girl.
Oh.
I've been living in that mentally ever since I heard it.
Yeah.
So I can't really let that one go.
Yeah, I don't remember anything from last week. Honestly, I was a little drunk, so I'm just going to start again.
I'm sorry. Can I have one moment and say you were fucking drunk on our premiere episode?
No. Okay, no, I wasn't. Okay.
Okay. Wait, are you lying? Okay, listen. Are you lying to me?
No. Not exactly.
I don't like how we just... Can we start over? Hi, everybody. And
you cannot start over.
Well, you just...
Oh
I came in mad at you. Now I'm mad at you.
Okay.
Because I think you're
a liar.
Well,
this is the last episode, everybody. This is how it ends.
Well, I'm done with this shit. I can't... I just don't know why you have to make me angry right from the get. But it's okay. I'm drinking wine today, so...
Oh, my goodness.
I need it. It was $10.99 for that barefoot Riesling at the store. I was like, yeah.
You know what I'm drinking? Okay, listen, there's a story here. I have like all of these Gatorades in my house, and let me explain something. I'm trying to get rid of all of them because I didn't realize that apparently Gatorade is a terrible thing to drink because it'll just make you gain a lot of weight. So I've gained like 100 pounds on this shit because I was thinking, see, this is how my brain works. My brain told me when I went to the store, there was Gatorade. I was like, okay, well, I got to get a bunch of this because this is what all the athletes drink. So I'm going to like look great. I'm going to be in shape. So I just grabbed all of this super fucking sugaristic Gatorade, and now I've got to drink it all. And I don't know what to do with it. I'm just putting it away.
Why don't you give it to the needy?
I am needy.
I knew you were going to say that. But, Gatorade was made for athletes for a reason. Because they're, like, all they do, I feel like they wake up and just work out and eat and hit people. Like, I don't think they do anything else. So why would you think it's okay for you, who does nothing, to sit and drink Gatorade
That is not
all
true.
day?
I've been to the gym. I like to watch the people, exercise.
I mean, I've driven by. I've also sat in the parking lot for 45 minutes on my phone and then changed my mind and said, I'm going home now. I can't go in there.
I've sweated in a gym before.
I've sweated. When was this? 10 years ago?
What?
What? Never mind. It's okay. When was the last time you were at the gym? Like, in it, sweating profusely.
I was,
like, really getting the heart rate up. I don't just mean sweating from walking in.
Well, it was probably when I was in college. I went to the gym a lot when I was in college. Because there's...
I had a brief stint with the gym, too.
Yeah?
Yeah, it was very brief, though. Like, we have, like, I don't know if you have them there, but we have 24-hour gyms.
Yeah, we have that.
Like, the ones that are open 24 hours. Okay, they're everywhere. Okay, cool. And I would go in, like, the middle of the night because I don't want anyone to watch me do anything because I'm one of those people who's like, everything I'm going to do is wrong. I don't have proper form. I'm going to look like a fat person, and I'm going to, like, be done after 10 minutes. And no one needs to see that but me. And I'd go there in the middle of the night, and all I would do is go on the treadmill because it had a TV on it. So I could watch my Netflix while I was running. And that was the only drive to go to the gym. So then I was like, I'm just going to buy a treadmill and put it in my house. So I spent, like, $2,000 on a treadmill. I have not used it.
Oh, I'm the total opposite. I actually bought a treadmill, and I used it Well, I didn't use it every day. I used it every other day, and I actually lost a lot of weight on it. It was amazing.
Well, like, I'm gonna use it again. Like, I tried using it again, but, like, there's, like, someone living in my house, and they're in the room that my treadmill's in. So they'll be, like, in there laying down in their bed watching TV, and then I'm running on the treadmill, and they keep turning up the TV, getting annoyed with me.
Yeah.
So I'm like, well, this is awkward. I'm just going to not use it. But I won't run outside because, again, no one needs to see me try to run. Like, it's just not... It's not healthy for anybody to be looking at.
Mine's not with me either anymore. I used to have it in my old house, and then I moved because I didn't really have a house for a while. And so for like that 2-year stint, I didn't have anywhere to put it. So I put it in my parents' house. And then when I actually got a nice enough place that I could actually put it in, I realized that I could not move it because who has time to move a treadmill? Like, these are not easy things to move. They are super freaking heavy. So my best chance is I might go online at some point and like wait for the sales. Oh my God, but do not buy a NordiTrack because I had the absolute worst experience with them ever. I told them that they could deliver it in a certain window. Well, first of all, actually, they didn't even call me after I placed the order. And then they said that they tried to call me. And this was like 3 months of nothing. And so I called them. I'm complaining. And they're like, okay, well, no problem, sir. We're going to send it to your house. You just pick a day. And I said, well, I'm going to pick Valentine's Day because I have nothing else to do on a Valentine's Day. And so they said, okay, no problem. We're going to send it to you on that day. Well, I go online, and guess what? They have put on there that they're going to send it sometime between the day before Valentine's Day and the day of Valentine's Day and the day after Valentine's Day. Well, guess what? I call them up, and I'm like, why are you doing this? And they say, well, we have to put it inside of a window, sir. We have to have a certain hour window. But don't worry, it's going to be there on Valentine's Day. Well, guess what? I spend all day Valentine's Day in my house waiting for these assholes to show up, and they don't show up. So I call them up at the end of the day, and of course they're closed, so I leave them a very nasty voicemail. The next day, I'm at work, and they call me like, hey, can we come to your house? We have this huge fucking NordiTrack to deliver. I'm like, I work an hour away from my house, sir. I cannot go down there. So I had to call up our maid, who, by the way, is a wonderful lady, to come down there and open up the house so they could go in. And I swear to God, I have never been so angry in all my life than dealing with these NordiTrack people. I tell you what, I lost so much weight just being stressed out from them, and that's really the crux of the matter right there. I will never buy another NordiTrack product in my life. No.
So basically, fuck NordiTrack.
I apologize for that. Let's move on. What do we have?
And I want everyone to know that this is what our podcast is now, is our horrible reviews of everything we've ever gotten in our life.
And we're going to get sued for that, by the way. But don't worry. I think I've got documentation actually showing that this happened, because it did happen.
Yeah, it happened to me too, though. I won't go into it, but I've had a similar experience, and it was very
you have to go into it then.
And it was painful. Well, okay, fine, I will, because it upsets me. All right, so when I bought my Xbox One, fucking UPS was supposed... I don't care about NordiTrack. I'm talking about Xbox.
Oh, we're talking about NordiTrack.
Not anymore. I bought an Xbox, and UPS is supposed to deliver it. And you know how they leave those notes on your door that said, like, oh, you weren't here? Mm-hmm. Every time they left a note on my door, I was in the fucking house. My house was in the driveway. It's one house. It's not an apartment. Every time. And I'm like, okay, you're not even ringing the doorbell. You're not even knocking. So I left both doors open and waited. They came when I was in the bathroom and just left a fucking note on the door. What? Again. So I know. And then finally they were like, last notice, like it'll be sent back. And I'm like, motherfucker Jones, not happening. So I call UPS. Like, I had to call 500 different UPSs to get the UPS I needed. I don't know what kind of system they're running, but it doesn't work. And I was like, listen, can you tell them to come to my front door and actually knock and ring the fucking doorbell? So the guy comes to my door after like 2 hours of waiting and calling this bitch from customer service. Whoever you are, you're a bitch. And he came to the door, and we have like a big screen door out of the front door. And he's just staring at me through the screen door, and I just look at him. I was like, are you going to ring the bell? Are you going to ring the bell? And I waited. Even though we saw each other, I knew he was there. I was being a douchebag. I was like, ring the fucking doorbell. And so he rang it, and I was like, now knock on the door. And he did it. And then I answered the door. I was like, oh, hello. How are you? Thank you for my package. I was like, that's what you should do to every goddamn house you go to. Instead of being lazy and leaving a note just because you don't want to deliver shit.
Aww.
It was very upsetting. It took me an extra 2 weeks to get my Xbox One.
Why do you...
And do I use it? No. But I just wanted it.
You do use it.
I use it briefly.
What do you mean you use it briefly? You use it a lot.
Like... Really, I haven't played anything in like a week, but now, I mean, like I have Ark on it. Ark's good, but when people are awake and alive, hello.
We're playing it tomorrow because this is being recorded on Thursday, and tomorrow we're playing some Lego Star Wars.
Oh yeah, that's on Xbox One.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna beat it tomorrow.
Oh, I don't know if we're gonna do that. I mean, I don't know. What time are we starting tomorrow?
8. We can start earlier if you want. Let's work this out right now.
Okay, that works.
Okay, yes, 8?
8 o'clock. So we're gonna we'll get somewhere. Okay.
Are we drinking?
I don't know. I don't know if
That's
I want to
upset-
drink because it's going to be Friday and it's the whole weekend. It's the weekend after I'm not Thanksgiving. What holiday just happened? What?
The one no one cares about. Stop. Yeah, you can't. You can. Come on. We've made it through half the game.
Okay.
Not so.
Well, yeah, but that was like 7 hours, so I don't know.
We can do another 7.
Well, we'll figure it out.
Where do you have to be? Like, what are you doing on a Saturday?
I don't know what I'm doing.
I'm not doing anything. In case you were wondering.
Well, actually, I have to work Saturday. Never mind. Let's not even talk about that.
No, you don't.
Okay, listen, I have a question for you.
What?
Okay.
What?
All right. So I was going to work the other day.
Uh-huh.
And I was passing by because I live in sort of like a town that's in between a college and also a tech school. So it's like a lot of like university type stuff around here. And so I'm passing by the tech school on this day, and I see on their sign they've got up this sign that says they're going to be holding a babysitting training between the dates of February something to February something. I can't remember. And it was bothering me all day because I could not figure out what in the world babysitting training was, because back in like the 80s and so on, like usually kids would be fairly young when they would babysit. You know, I think that legally the youngest you can be is 12 to babysit. But I don't think they had like particular training seminars, and it makes me wonder about the state of the world when we have babysitting training. But I don't know what it is, but maybe you do. Tell me about it.
I'm going to tell you what I think it is. First of all, I would never let a 12-year-old be alone in the house with children. Like, why was that even a thing? Because granted, I remember there was a time when, like, 12-year-olds were allowed to sit and take care of your child. But what are they going to do? I can only assume. Now, I think babysitting training is a nice way for the town or whoever to make money, because it's obviously that many stupid people where they can do babysitting training classes.
Well, it's like
I would like to think that it involves first aid, firstly. Like, there's got to be first aid in there, right?
I don't know. I figured it would just be seminars on, like, how to watch movies and talk to your boyfriend on the phone, because that's pretty much...
Well, we know how to do that, though.
I don't know.
I would think they're going to be like, this is what you do if the kid is choking. But granted, if you put teenagers in this class, they're not there by choice. And none of them are paying attention. So then when they, like, give you their fucking, you know, printed from an Epson 2000 printer certificate, they're going to be like, you're going to be like, oh, I feel so safe now that, like, you're with my child. And then the moment you leave that house, that kid's just sitting on your couch, eating all your food, drinking your booze, inviting their friends over, and you come home and your baby's just, like, all fucked up. Your baby's just like, I don't even know where I am. Like, that's... Kids aren't paying attention to that seminar.
We were talking about age with babysitting, and I don't know if you ever remember the books, the Babysitters Club, but those bitches were like 10 years old.
They were, okay, but they were more mature than I am now. Looking back, because I still have all of them, looking back at them now, I'm like, they are so adult. They are adulting so hard, and I'm just not doing it right. Like, they grew up in a good time.
You know what I hate,
because
though?
I don't know how to do it.
That she, like, the author is, like, redoing them. Like, she's redoing the Babysitters Club to be more modern. It's like she's released a couple of them. And, I mean, I get it. I know that, you know, you're trying to appeal to, like, a younger base and everything and try to get kids to relate to whatever the hell you're writing about. But my whole thing is, like, you know, it's so quintessentially 80s, because that series premiered in 86. And why can't we have period dramas and period pieces that are only a couple of decades? Oh, good Lord, we still have, like, Little House on the Prairie. What are we going to do, modernize Little House on the Prairie? How would that even work? You have, like, a little girl in a trailer and just...
Little House in the Mountain.
Little trailer in the junkyard. I mean,
oh, can we do a little trailer with it? I mean, we can just watch Honey Boo Boo. It's all the same, right? We get this, like, we don't need to do that.
I think we just found...
I don't know why she would bother, though. Why take something that was really good? I mean, I would like to think... Then again, I mean, I'm biased. I've already read them. I read them as a kid, so I would like to think a kid now would enjoy them.
Me too.
Like, why wouldn't they? Like, kids now are fucking weird. Why? They are. Like, they don't even make sense to me. Like, I see 7-year-olds with cell phones, and I'm like, the fuck is this? But maybe they wouldn't.
I mean,
people don't even, like, you have to go through, like, extensive shit now to even be a babysitter, and they leave cameras on you and stuff. It's weird.
Yeah, and You know, I was going to ask you really fast. Have you ever seen the Babysitters Club movie or TV show?
No.
Okay, well, we're going to have to do that at some point.
That's fine. Were they good?
I don't think they were, but...
Did you watch them?
Of course I watched them.
Well, so you didn't like them?
I don't remember them. That's the thing. They're like really old movies now.
They're probably horrible, but I'll enjoy them. Like, I'll have fun just looking back and being like, oh, wow, this was good at one point in time.
I think so. Can't be any worse than Harriet the Spy, the movie.
Well, the one with... Is that Rosie O'Donnell?
You know what? She might have been in it. I remember it had... Harriet was played by Dawn from Buffy.
I'm not going to say what search engine I'm using, but I'm going to find out.
Yeah, it was Michelle Trachtenberg.
It came out in 96, right?
Yeah, it was in 90.
Rosie O'Donnell was their friend. Was her little buddy. Well, her big buddy.
Oh, Rosie O'Donnell.
I enjoyed Harriet the Spy, but I don't remember it. Like, I just know as a kid I liked it. Now, it might not be the same.
Well...
Why didn't they turn Rugrats into a live-action thing?
I think because they tried out that other show, the one with the kid with like the weird hairdo that goes up. Was it Little Rascals or something like that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
that was Rugrats. Though.
No, it wasn't Rugrats. I don't think they would do a Rugrats because how would you even make a live-action version of that? Oh, yeah, that would be, like, really unhealthy to put children in those situations, wouldn't it? Like, go eat that dog food. You guys cry. Like, that'd be sad. They'd do it as a CGI or something.
I don't need that in my life. I'm so done with CGI, I can't handle it.
CGI Scooby-Doo, though.
No, CGI nothing. No, don't do that. Like, I don't know why you went there.
You don't like CGI Yoda?
You know, I... And CGI Yoda, my blood pressure just went up from this because I just can't. I mean, you have this cute, adorable little puppet who does his face, and if anybody listening doesn't know what that means, just make that sound, and it's your face that you made making that sound. Like it's like oh god, it's good. Like it's so cute, and then you give me CGI Yoda, that doesn't even. CGI Yoda is much more limber, too.
Yeah.
Like, very, very limber. He's doing yoga or some shit. Oh my god, Yoda does yoga. Why has nobody done this?
What?
Why are we not funding his own yoga tapes?
Oh my god.
That reminds me, I bought a poster today.
Oh yeah?
It was a Star Wars poster. I was in the store, and I saw all this Star Wars stuff, and I was like, ooh. So I go over... And, like, I'm rubbing my hands together all maniacally. I'm like, I'm going to buy something here. And there was only one poster that held any relevance to me. Like, there was an R2-D2 one, but I didn't like it. And there was, like, there was some ones from the new movie. And then there was one that has Darth Vader standing in the front. And, like, all these bounty hunters behind him. And naturally, my eyes went straight to Darth Vader because I was like, I love you. And then I was like, yes, take me, please. And then it went straight to Boba Fett, and I'm like, I need this poster now. And wouldn't it be the one item when I'm going through the self-checkout line, because I will not let people bag my stuff for me anymore.
Oh, yeah?
Because nobody knows how to bag shit at the grocery store. They're like, oh, I'm going to put, like, one thing of saltines in this bag, and then overfill another bag. Like, they're stupid. I don't even think they're mentally aware. But I'm sorry for anyone that works at a grocery store, but you need to be retrained on how to live.
You need a seminar.
It's ridiculous. I mean, but my grocery store, there are people literally wearing helmets. So I might be the asshole here. But maybe you're wearing a helmet for carriage protection. I don't know. I could be wrong. I have already, like, eliminated half our audience. They're like, we're leaving.
Oh my God.
Bye. And that's fine. Now we can speak freely. We're alone. But I went to ring it out. And, like, it wouldn't go through, like, 4 or 5 times. And then this woman comes over, and, like, this pack of people that work at the store are like, what do you need? And I'm like, I just want to buy a fucking poster. Like, can I buy it? And they're like, security check. And I was like, it's a fucking poster. Are you serious? Like, they're security checking it. And, like, checking my carriage for any other items. And I was like, I don't have anything. Like, I just have a poster. I shit you not. And after all that work, they scanned it, and I was like, I don't fucking want it now. So I didn't get the poster.
Oh, my God. You said you bought a poster.
Yeah, I almost did.
Oh, you just changed the story mid. You know what I hate about people inside the grocery store line? Like, people are okay, here's the thing. I was in a very long line because the computer messed up on this particular day, and so they could no longer run the credit cards through the machine thingy. And so I had to, like, hand over my credit card, and they'd swipe it over there, and they'd put in the thing, and blah, blah, blah. Anyway, long story short, they have to use, like, you know those little card readers? They have, like, little buttons on them, and you put little...
Yeah.
Okay, so I had to, like, punch in my PIN code thing on it. And since it didn't reach very far, it just kind of... They handed it to me. And there's this lady that's, like, right by me. And I'm like, lady, you need to, like, back off because this is, like, private, sensitive information I'm putting into this machine. And she's just standing there. Like, I always, like, every time I'm inside the line, you don't get near somebody when they're putting their payment shit in. There needs to be, like, this space of at least a buggy's length. And this bitch is, like, got her shoulder up here on me. And I'm like, girl, you need to back the hell off. I don't know what's wrong with you.
Did you say that?
Of course I said it.
Did you really, though?
Yes, I did.
Good, I'm proud of you.
Why would I let her rub up on me while I'm trying to pay stuff? I mean, I wouldn't...
I don't know. Maybe the physical attention is just what you needed that day? I don't know.
Oh my God. Well, what is this, like a strip club? I can understand that a little bit. You tip the lady and she rubs up against you. At least that's what I think happens. I don't know.
I feel like you should rub me first and then I tip. I make a choice.
Well, I don't know. I figured you tip during the process of rubbing.
Yeah, but, like, it depends on how the rubbing is going. It's like, oh, I'm unconvinced. 10 more seconds and we'll see.
You know, we need to do some research. We're going to a strip club. We're going to learn things, Shake.
I'm wearing a hazmat suit. I will not go in there without proper protection.
They'll probably think it's for a routine, Shake.
Yeah, that's fine. Good. They'll just never see it happen. I'll be like, no, I'm on later. Way later. I'll just keep customers coming in. They'll be like, ooh, what is this? What is this? Hazmat suits. Ooh, yeah.
Fallout striptease.
Like, yeah, but I never come out of the suit. Like, I'm just in it with my mask. That's just all it'll be. That's fine.
You know what? As the night goes on, I'll just slowly start taking things off. It'll be like, sir, you need to put on your clothes. This isn't how this goes.
If you mean, like, I'll take off, like, a shoelace. and then another shoelace. And then maybe a boot. Maybe my boots. I'd take off my boots. I'm not taking my gloves off.
Have you ever been kicked out of somewhere for not wearing shoes?
No, but I've been told I couldn't go in somewhere because I was wearing sweatpants.
Where were you trying to go?
I was told that I could not go into a bar, like a karaoke bar in, like, the city, so it's, like, in a shithole. It was, like, the dirtiest area I've ever been in my life, and at 2 a.m. they're like, you can't come in, and I'm like, why? And they're like, you're wearing sweatpants, and I'm like, do you see where we are? And I can't wear sweatpants? Like, there's literally no... It's... Like, they took every ugly person that night and put them in this bar, so why can't I wear sweatpants? Like, I'm not doing anything.
Yeah.
But he told me I couldn't wear sweatpants, and I wasn't allowed in.
Jesus.
Yep, I couldn't go in because I was wearing very attractive sweatpants. I think he had to be. That's the only reason not to let me in.
That's really crazy. Like, I've never heard of anybody not letting somebody in with first. I guess like if it was like a coat and tie place, maybe, but I don't know.
No, this was like dingy karaoke bar, like girls throwing up on themselves. Like, it's not. I walked in there because I changed into my friend's jeans, which were like 3 sizes too small. I was like strangling my body. Like, my body could not handle what I was doing to it. I paid for it for like a month. And I went in, and the first thing I dealt with is, like, you know, all these girls in their heels, breaking their ankles, and puking. And I was like, I don't want to be here.
Sounds fun, though.
No.
It sounds like Christmas.
It was, no. My Christmas was great. That was not good. Like, I'd rather have the Christmas I had on repeat than ever do that again.
Oh, my God.
Christmas was great. You can't tell me Christmas wasn't wonderful.
I remember parts of Christmas.
I remember parts, too, and I'm very happy with it.
Of course, you keep changing the story, so I don't know how much you remember.
What do you mean?
Like, okay, well, first of all, everybody who doesn't know this, we watched the Bill Murray special together that night.
Which was great. You all should check that out.
It was really good. And then we watched the Bing Crosby movie, White Christmas, or we started watching it. We got to about the halfway point. I remember...
Also very good.
Oh, it was. And we got to the part where Rosemary Clooney was dancing with... Was it Bing or was it the other guy?
The other guy.
Okay, it was the other guy. See, this is the part where I start to forget things because this is the last thing I actually remember happening.
I remember them on a train after that, though.
I don't remember the train. So this is where it gets interesting because I wake up okay, so we're watching this. I don't remember what time. It's probably only like 6 p.m. or something because we started drinking pretty early. And so then I wake up at like 2 a.m. in the morning or something. I'm lying on my bed and I look over and my monitor is like facing me. And I'm like, okay, this is awkward. And like, I'm looking for Shake online because, she's not there anymore. And so then I text her and I'm like, what happened? Like, are you okay? What's going on? And then I get a text back later on. She's like, I don't know. I passed out too. Well, apparently, because Shake told me that she and I passed out about the same time. Then later she tells me that that I passed out and she just didn't want to be there anymore. And so she just left me. And
oh my God!
So I don't know which one is the actual true story.
Okay, I think you took my sarcastic response and turned it into a thing. I genuinely, because you had told me I had actually, gone the effort of leaving TeamSpeak at some point. And that I wasn't even in there anymore. So I don't even, I remember getting to a part in the movie where they're on a train and they meet these girls again. And I just don't, I don't even know what part that is. Like, I don't know if, the two men dancing in outfits was after or before. Like, I don't know. And I don't remember anything. But apparently, I received other Christmas presents throughout this time. Because, there were other presents in my room that I guess I had opened in my blackout. And then I was asleep. And then I wake up, and it's like the movie is still on my desktop. But, I'm not in TeamSpeak. Everything is over. It was a different experience. It's like I drugged myself, essentially.
And I actually, that next day, I went to my family's for Christmas stuff with them, and Shake had texted me a picture of what she was drinking that night, and because I remember this part, because this was early on in the night, and because she was describing it to me, and I could not quite understand what she was saying. And so the next day I'm looking at this picture, and I still can't figure out what the hell I'm looking at. I mean, I swear to God, I'm looking at it right now. It looks sort of like Pepto-Bismol and stomach acid, or just kind of in a mason jar.
I'm going to have to post a picture on the Twitter account for you guys to see it. It's because I had run out of wine, because Razzle had been drinking all day, really, and I'd run out of wine, and I'm like, I am not drunk enough, which I probably was. I was probably fine. So I'm just like, my roommate was out at their family's house, so I'm like, bring home booze. So she brings home what she tells me is vodka that had candy canes melted in it. I don't like vodka, and I don't like peppermint or any kind of mint. I don't like candy canes. But I'm like, yeah, it's fine. I'll drink this, and I'm just drinking it the whole time. Dying, and that was Christmas. But Christmas was good this year.
I was showing this picture to my family though, because I was like, "Can any of you identify what the hell this is?" Because my family, they're kind of like drinking connoisseurs and shit. Okay, they are well drunk people. Is that how you put it?
They know their way around a drink.
Yeah,
they know their way around a drink.
Some people are very good in literature and stuff. They're like, well, they're very well read. Well, my family's very well drunk, and none of them could identify what the hell you drank. And I think that's pretty incredible. And this just goes to show you how crazy of a drinker Shake is. And that's why this is mostly an intervention today. We need to get Shake to stop drinking this peach cobbler.
You know what? What I would like to say is, I don't even drink. I'm not even known for this. I don't have a reputation, so it's fine. You know what? Call it an intervention. You're just being selfish.
And meanwhile, I was drinking some really nice bubbly champagnes.
You were drinking champagne? I thought you were just drinking white wine.
I think I was drinking both because I had two different things. And that was the other thing I was doing that night. I would go...
You get 2 glasses of...
I would go get 2 glasses because my brain... See, this is the part where my brain started to get a little drunk because I was thinking, okay, well, I'm having to stop the movie every now and then and go up and get more wine. So why don't I just start bringing 2 wines? Well, 2 glasses of wine with me, and then I don't have to get up as much. Well, this transferred eventually into me grabbing 3 glasses of wine.
Oh, you were getting 3?
Yeah, by the end of it, I was grabbing 3.
Wow, that's dedication.
Yeah, and I remember at the point where I was like, you know what? I think this is about to all come out of my body really soon, and because I haven't been drinking any water. like a crazy person. But the really weird thing about all of this is that the next day when I woke up, I had like my monitor was turned to face me and everything, and there was all these wires and cords, and somehow I managed to not break any of these glasses or spill anything. So I was conscious enough to do all that, but I just don't have any memory of what happened. And that's really crazy when you don't remember where you were when you were drunk or what you were doing. But it happens. That's why everybody should drink. Everybody should drink. Like, obviously, you have to wait till you're, like, old enough. But there's a drink for everybody, okay? There's, like, beautiful, classy champagnes for people like me. And there's, like, stomach acid, flu shit for people like Shake. And there's just, like, a drink for everybody.
See, yeah, I go more towards the harder stuff.
She does.
I'm a harder drinker. I like my rums. Well, I like my hard ciders, too, but that's, like, when I'm doing drinking games.
Yeah.
Which I'm gonna start getting people in on that. We're gonna bring that to the internet. I think it would be cool since we've discovered this. If people haven't heard of it, there's this Showgoers app where you can watch Netflix with your friends from the internet, and it's really cool. It's like I'm in love with it. I think it's a really cool thing. So now I can bring my drinking games that I play alone and bring them into the internet because they're really fun, and I think it's a good time, and you have a lot of laughs. Like, the Archer drinking game is something I want to do with everyone.
And, the guy who does that Showgoer stuff, he's, like, constantly updating it. He's got a Twitter account, and he's...
Yeah, I follow that now.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is great. I mean, because now you can go from one episode to the other, even though it's still a little wonky.
Yeah, sure.
It's good. So we're just going to plug that here. Showgoers app. You can get it on Google.
It's free.
Google Chrome. It's an extension. It's wonderful.
And if you get it, you can also vote on what the next feature will be. I highly recommend everybody votes for, like, bringing it to functionality with things like Amazon Prime and Hulu, because that would be heaven if they could get...
Yeah, because then the things we can't watch on Netflix, we can do on those other platforms, because we do a weekly thing on Sundays where we watch TV shows and whatnot, and it would be nice to have more of a variety. Things that we can't get on Netflix, we can get elsewhere.
Exactly. We can watch Hulu. We can watch New Girl.
What the fuck? Who are you? How have I known you this long?
Oh, my God.
I'd like to put myself to sleep. Could I be so bold, since we're not really talking about anything?
Oh, sure. Go ahead.
There's something I wanted to bring up because it's been on my mind since before the first one that we did. I want to talk to you about Christmas. And, we have here in America, we've got Santa Claus. This fat asshole that comes down your chimney, eats all your food, and leaves. Right?
That's right.
He gives you gifts, he leaves. So his reindeer might shit in your house. It's fine.
He's like an old bear.
He's wonderful. Don't know how he gets in my chimney. That's fine. I'll let it be. In the Netherlands, do you know anything about the Netherlands Santa Claus?
Yes.
How?
I saw a Santa Claus documentary. I think it followed. I saw a lot of Christmas documentaries really fast. I'll just tell you this before you go back to your story. And like one of them was about a guy who was like becoming Santa, and so it follows him where he like goes to Santa school because there's a Santa school, and he like learns to do all these things, learns how to speak, learns how to interact with people as Santa. And the other one I think was about the history of Christmas, and I don't remember which one it was, but it actually went into detail about how Santa is portrayed throughout the world and how he can be portrayed more as a darker character elsewhere.
Well, oh my God. Well, okay, I got to go back to that once I get through this. In the Netherlands, they have Santa Claus and Black Pete.
Mm-hmm.
This is what they call it. Now, and kids are in on this, and I got to tell you, the moment I heard about this, I was like, this is the most public racist thing I've ever seen in my life. Because it is.
Yeah.
Because, the oldest reference to it is like Saint Nicholas and his black servant with chains. That's literally it. And like, I guess it was supposed to be like, like Saint Nicholas had this like fire scorched demon that he was keeping his hostage.
Yeah.
It was like he had to do everything. So fire scorched, they ended up turning it into like this little black dude that was like in chains doing whatever Saint Nicholas wanted. And I can't make this shit up, people, if you think I'm lying to you.
Oh, it's true.
Google this shit. Like, I went deep into this, and it is, like, people to this day paint their faces black. They go blackface. They look like a black person. They give themselves red lipstick and earrings. Like, it's become a lot more family-friendly now. As family-friendly as racism can be. This is what the Netherlands has done. And they're still pushing it on kids. Like, they make toys of Santa Claus with Black Pete, his little servant. And Black Pete will throw out candies that look like dog food, which is very scary. And they say that if you're naughty in the Netherlands, Santa Claus will have Black Pete put you in a sack and take you back to his homeland.
Yeah, I remember the pictures of like the parades where the people were like in blackface and everything for it. So yeah,
it's like the most publicly racist thing I could have ever seen in my life. And there's like the head Black Pete in the parade, like just this one blackface person leading the parade.
And I doubt any of them actually see themselves as racist or even get the connotations of it. You know what I mean by that?
Well, now lately in the Netherlands there is actually a debate like surrounding the whole thing.
Okay.
Because they're trying to say there's some people saying like, oh, it's racist, and there's other people saying like, well, you know, it's part of our cultural heritage.
You know, part of the American cultural heritage, you know, we had slavery and shit.
Right, that's what I was thinking when I read it. I was like, well, it's part of my cultural heritage, too. I'm not sitting here making dolls of it and throwing parades with my black slaves. Like, it's just weird. It's awkward.
Can I tell you something really fast about something in the South that is funny that we're talking about this now? But in the South, we have a state holiday called Confederate Memorial Day. And we've had that for years now, and but every state in the South that I know that South Carolina has it, and Georgia has it. So like a bunch of states have it, and it's just really interesting. So it's like every time somebody moves here from like because I don't think they have that in Florida. So anytime they move from Florida or from further up north, and they find out about Confederate Memorial Day, they just find that the most odd thing on the planet, and it's like, yeah, we sort of have that down here. So
It's just when I read about it, I thought it was the strangest thing.
Yeah.
And then, you know, as I was doing that, I was like, I saw that Krampus movie that came out. So I was like, I'm going to look into Krampus. Turns out there is a holiday celebrated in Austria, Italy, like other places in Europe. They the night before Christmas, they do Krampus, the night of Krampus. And where people like go out dressed as devils and stuff, and it's crazy. But like Krampus will, if your kid is bad, Krampus will come to your home, beat your children with chains and switches, and drag them to hell. And like there's even like stories that, like in the stories I've read, children's books about Krampus, it is said that he'll like bend you over logs and sodomize you. Like this is what kids are reading.
Is this
like
Austria?
there's an image of there was an image I saw of like Krampus with like his long ass tongue out, bending a little boy over something, and there's like this little girl sitting next to him just eating apples. Like, I was good this year, kid. Like, you're fucked. I'm good. I get to live. Like, it was the weirdest thing I've ever seen. And all I can think is like these kids live with anxiety all year. Cause like you think like that's what you tell your kids, like, better not be bad or Krampus is gonna get you. Like, you're telling your kid like, yeah, like you're gonna be beaten and sodomized and taken to hell. Like, that's what you're telling your kids. And there's books that kids are reading that are like, oh shit, like I'm gonna go to hell. So everything your kid does for the whole year, they're like freaking out. And then the night before Christmas, those kids aren't even excited. They're not even like, what do you say to your children? Like, oh, hi Timothy, hi Kim, you know, sleep well. I might see you in the morning. I might not. I might, you know what? If I don't see either of you, I understand. And if I see you both, Christmas. Like, like, it's just the strangest thing to me. Like, and I'm like, we don't have, Christmas is so innocent in America. Like, the most he'll give you is coal. Like, here, coal. You can use it in your grill. Like, I think that's it. But then they have Krampus, and these kids are so damaged because that's all they're thinking is, it's like, oh shit, John didn't make it to school today. Krampus got him. He wasn't good. Like, that's it.
We should bring that
Like,
to the States.
What, Krampus?
Yeah, bring Krampus here.
I'm going to go tell my little sister right now. I'm going to be like, let me tell you, you're going to be whipped with chains, dragged to hell, and sodomized.
Oh, my God, Shay.
Let me explain it to you, because this is serious.
Oh my God. So that's in Austria.
It's in Austria, Italy, France.
Okay, so it's in Italy and Austria. So Hitler was born in Austria, so this is the culture he was raised in. Italy, that's where Mussolini was. Let's think about that.
Okay, but let's think about it. Why the fuck did they think it was okay to be bad? You know what's fucked up? Krampus probably visited them every year, and they were those sick fucks that enjoyed it.
Oh, my God.
They were like, Krampus, it's okay, I get it. Let me go back. Like, we can hang out again next year. I'll bring drinks next time. Like, that was them. Like, they were just fucked up, and they were okay with it. And that's weird to me.
You know, speaking of hell, I saw something today that was actually kind of weird. You know those YouTube videos with, like, the 360-degree angles? Do you know about these? Or do you not?
Yeah.
Okay, so, like if you're watching on your phone, you move your phone around, it shows different things depending on...
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, there's...
Yeah, they did that for Deadpool. I thought it was great.
Yeah, and what they did was, on one of these things, they put over 500 episodes of The Simpsons all running at the same time for like 10 minutes. And
what?
It is the creepiest thing I've ever seen in my life. And I'm just saying that, like, that's out there now. You should go see it.
I don't want to. I have no earthly desire to see this. Oh my God, I found the image of him, like, getting the little boy. I'm going to post this to our, I'm posting it to our Twitter.
Oh my goodness. I do not think we need to be spreading some Krampus. I haven't even seen that movie. I know it's got the guy
You don't need to.
The Park and Rec guy.
And he's great in it. I thought I was under this heavy impression that he was going to be stupid. You know, it was going to be a comedy. And he was actually, like, a badass. I'm like, I like you. We're friends. We're friends, you and I. Yeah, when we're done here, there's going to be some pictures of some Krampus action for all of you.
Oh, my goodness.
And it is something. It's just so disturbing. Like, it is really, like, some of these pictures that you guys are going to see this and be like, what the actual fuck am I looking at? It's one of those. It's bad.
Well, I haven't seen that, but one thing I did start watching, and I'm not going to talk about it here, obviously, but I started watching 11/22/63, which just started this week, and it's going to go on for about 8 weeks. And it's basically an adaptation of a Stephen King novel I read, and it was a very great book. I was interested to see how the film version was going to be, and I think they did a pretty good job as far as transferring it to film. I think it's very hokey, but that's kind of the realm of Stephen King films, you know.
And I wish it wasn't.
Yeah, but it is. But they actually
Yeah.
followed it very closely for the first 10 minutes. So it's very true to the book for that first 10 minutes. And then it kind of does its own thing. But it's a good thing, too, because, like, books and movies are not really meant to be paced the same way. So you've kind of changed the way the suspension works and, you know, just build it very differently. And it got me thinking about all these other movies and films and that have been, or books that have been transferred to film, and which ones were good and which ones were bad. And I know we talked about this once, but even though it's not true to the book, one of the best book to movies was Jurassic Park, because even though it really doesn't have it doesn't have much to do with the book, but it's still by itself a great movie that was built as a movie.
It's fucking great.
Yeah, and it.
Granted, did it degenerate over its movies?
Especially
I mean,
the second.
But for me, I mean, it could just be me. It's probably just me. But I can rewatch them. Like, I've rewatched them a million times.
Well, yeah.
But the first one is the one that like I rewatch all of them because I'm obsessed with dinosaurs. I cry over them. I lose my shit over them. But that's the real draw for me. But the first one is the one that I really love as a film. Like, I love that movie so fucking much.
And let me clarify.
What?
As far as the second one's not my least favorite. Okay, the most recent one is my least favorite. But what I was mentioning there, as far as the Lost World, is the book is so much better, and the movie has really nothing to do with the book except for a couple of character names that are similar, And that's about it. There's also a scene that's kind of taken from the book, but that's because it was being written at the same time. And they also took out my favorite character. My favorite character has never appeared in a Jurassic Park film. And that was Jack Thorne from The Lost World. I just thought that character was brilliant. And he doesn't appear in any fucking films, and that's just sad. So read the book.
Yeah. Well, they've degenerated. The new one is bad as far as a movie goes.
Awful.
And it's depressing because I'm a huge fan of Chris Pratt. I love that man. I think he's great. I think he's hilarious. And yeah, he made a lot of money off the movie and it did very well and a lot of people really liked it. Probably for the same reasons a child would. Dinosaurs. That's why I liked it.
And Chris Pratt.
But as far as like a movie goes, it wasn't good.
No, it wasn't.
Like, it just wasn't good at all. And they brought back our doctor and turned him into a supervillain.
Oh my god.
Which I didn't see that coming. So thanks for the fucking plot twist, but it wasn't one I wanted. Like, I'm not happy you did it. I'm just angry. I'm like, okay, listen. We've all agreed on the fact that he's shady. We know that. But he's not what this movie is making him. And it's horrible. And then the guy from what was he in? Was he in SVU or the regular Law and Order?
He was in Criminal Intent.
Yeah,
Mr. D'Onofrio.
I didn't like. He's a great actor, and he really only plays one kind of person. Let's be real.
That's not true.
He only plays, but I mostly see him play, a kind of creepy, angry character.
Well, yeah.
That's what I mostly see him do.
I see what you mean there, but I will say his best performance I've ever seen was in Daredevil, where he plays as the Kingpin. He does a brilliant job at that, and it's the best film version of Kingpin I've ever seen.
I've never seen Daredevil.
It's a very good show. It's on Netflix now. And
I thought you meant movie.
Oh no, not a movie. It's a series, but it's very, very
I haven't
good.
seen the show yet either. I keep avoiding it like the plague.
But speaking of that last Jurassic Park, the one thing that I was really angry about was having seen it, and aside from having seen it, I mean, was that the lady in there, like the red-haired lady, I don't even remember her name, but that part,
no one cares.
That character should have been replaced by Lex. They should have brought back Lex and had her running the park, because then you have a character we actually care about brought back, so that there's actually this feeling of, oh, hey, I know this person. I care what happens to them. And because all the other movies do that, like the first one, obviously all the classic characters are in the first one. Then the second one, they have Ian Malcolm come back. Also at the very beginning, you have Lex and Tim and Mr. Hammond. And then the next one, you have Grant come back, and also Ellie appears at the beginning. So in this one, I really felt like they missed the ball here. They should have brought back Lex, had her be in that part, because I'm sure she could have done it. Even if her acting isn't up to par now, because I don't know if it is or not. But even if it wasn't, it would still be better. It still
would have brought more for me.
Yeah,
it would have brought more for me, because another thing that really upset me was, they did these nostalgic callbacks. Like, you saw the old park and stuff and the cars. But, like, it's like they were obviously trying to do that and give us something, but I didn't want that. I was like, no. I don't know. It really fell short for me when they were doing that, because they played, like, the old music, too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I was like, this doesn't feel right. Why is this in here? And I get that they wanted to do it for those of us that were such big fans, but that's not what I think any of us wanted out of it.
No.
We wanted a good movie. And we didn't get that.
You know what I didn't want? I didn't want this elaborate death scene that the assistant has, who isn't even a bad character. It's like,
oh my god, yes.
She had such an elaborate death scene. It was worse than Gennaro, and everybody found him annoying. So why did they do this to this poor lady who, frankly, isn't even a bad character? I mean, I think that she was actually one of the most likable characters in the movie.
She was doing her job. She was so upset. Like when she loses the kids for them, and she's like, oh, shit. I'm like, oh, you poor thing.
Like, we've all been there. And, like, suddenly this happens. It's like, what the fuck are you doing? But then the other thing that really kind of annoyed me was that scene where the guy and girl in the tech station, they have, like, this little weird moment toward the end that gets really cringy where he's, like, wanting to make a pass at her. But the weird thing about that is there's been no romantic banter between them the entire movie. It's just thrown in there, and it's so awkward. And it's like, what is this? There's no build-up. Who wrote this garbage? But
I love that guy, though. He's great. No, but I think I don't know what they were doing, because, like, granted, they know if they make anything Jurassic Park, it's going to be a moneymaker.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is, you know, you throw Chris Pratt into a movie, Chris Pratt does a good job. He did do a great job. I enjoyed him. He made me laugh. Like, he's good at what he does.
Oh, yeah.
But you can't put a good actor into a bad movie and think that he's going to make the movie good.
Right. I mean, look at what Ewan McGregor could do for the prequels. Not much.
Look at Ewan McGregor. His poor life was wasted for so many years. You gave us Ewan McGregor and Liam Neeson, and you still couldn't deliver a film I wanted to see.
But to be fair, I think the first one with Ewan and Liam was probably on the better side. And then when you lose Liam, it's kind of like...
I think it's the best out of the prequels.
Yeah. And a lot of people think that.
Because I have Liam, I have Ewan, and I have baby Anakin, who's fucking adorable and
you also
wonderful.
have a story.
Yeah, well, you know, listen, kind of. We have this whole, like, political shit with Cuba. Like, I don't even know what's going on.
It would get so much worse, though, later on, so...
Yeah. But Qui-Gon was like, I loved him.
Oh, me too.
But... I mean, we already know Jurassic World is gonna have 2 more,
Mm-hmm.
and am I gonna see them? Yeah, I have to.
Of course.
Because dinosaurs. And who knows? I feel like maybe I'll get lucky. Maybe they'll, even if they're horrible, you know, maybe we'll get some people from the old ones.
Oh, that would be good.
But you know what? Like, even though I know it's still gonna be bad, like that'll make me feel kind of good because I'm like, oh, look at you, you came back. Like that's awesome. Like, but I just feel like if this is the route they're going, then. You know, it's still going to be shit. But maybe after this one, they're going to change things up. I just don't know where they're going to go as far as a story. Like, yeah, we have this... Spoilers.
Now we're doing spoilers? We've already spoiled most of the movie at this point.
Fuck it! Like, you get this T-Rex from the original 3, and, like, yeah, we know you're that T-Rex. Like, we see it on your face. Like, we know what happened. And it's like... I don't know. It's like the idea that they've made some of these dinosaurs seem friendly... that should not be. Like, I was terrified of them in the original movie. Like, there was no a velociraptor is going to be your friend. Like, that wasn't a thing. And then this T-Rex is all of a sudden a part of the crew, helping us kill this fucking genetic monstrosity. Like, no, we just don't do that. Like, that's weird. And then they put her at the top, and she's roaring like, yeah, this is my fucking island. Like, I don't know. I don't know where they're going to go. Like, I don't see a way for this to go well. Like, but, you know... Lo and behold, everyone kept trying to redo Jurassic Park a million fucking times, so they're just gonna go back and try to rebuild.
Well, the ending,
like, oh, we can do better.
With like they had the raptor and the T-Rex and like a standoff, and then for whatever stupid reason, they both just kind of go, you know what, fuck it, we're done, and they just kind of walk their separate ways, which was completely stupid and out of character for both of them. But the thing about the raptors being trained. I mean, I could get it if like this was a generational thing, like generation after generation, because they can do that with like foxes and wolves, where they'll eventually become.
But you couldn't do that with one genetically bred group of velociraptors.
Right.
They'd fucking kill you. It doesn't matter if you raise them from babies; they kill each other. Of course, they're gonna kill you. Like, I mean, do we remember in Jurassic Park when they're like, "Oh yeah, there were more, but she killed them." Like. Hello, did that suddenly change with the raptors? Like, they're all of a sudden all friends? Like, I like the idea behind that. I thought it was really cool, because they're not necessarily safe, because he even kind of runs away from them sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they're not safe, but still, like, you've made them... I'm not afraid of them anymore.
Yeah.
Like, I wasn't... And I was afraid of them in the movies. Like, that T-Rex used to scare the shit out of me when I was a kid.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I couldn't get... And then in this one, I was like, eh... And then whatever the fuck, what was this dinosaur called?
Oh,
what was the monstrosity called? The tree frog cuttlefish thing.
It was the.
I can't remember its name.
Something stupid Saurus Rex. I don't know.
Like, Scare-me-saurus. Like what?
Scare-me-saurus.
I don't know. I want to know its name now. Jurassic World.
Oh my god. But I'm like sitting here thinking, like, would you even recognize the people you're running back? And the reason I'm saying that is because I was watching this interview the other day. And I think it was it wasn't even an interview, now that I think about it. It was that Bill Maher show. And he had on there some guests, and they were all talking about bullshit and everything. And, like, one of the people on there, I didn't recognize at all until they had, like, his nameplate come down, and it said, this is Paul Reiser. And I was sitting there looking at this guy like this guy's got, like, white hair. I haven't seen this guy in so long. Because I still see Paul Reiser as that short, little, nerdy guy with the curly black hair and going, oh, my God, everybody's doing their own thing. Okay, it's all fine, it's all fine. And that's how I see Paul Reiser. And now there's like this old white dude with like white hair. And I'm like, who are you? Oh, my God, that's Paul Reiser. And that's what happens when you don't see people for a long time. It's just suddenly like, bam, reality hits. And you're like, oh, my God, I'll never see another performance by young Paul Reiser. And that just makes me really sad. You know, he was...
They named it fucking Indominus Rex.
He was one of my two dads. Indominus Rex, that's, yeah, something like that.
Its name means fierce or untamable king. Origin is the Hammond Creation Lab. Jurassic World, for those of you who haven't done this, go on JurassicWorld.com and see their website that they never updated past the summer of 2015. Because they're telling me that the attractions are coming soon, summer of 2015. I currently know the park capacity. Listen, this park is open 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. It is 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, my friends. The park is at 88% capacity as we speak. There's a T-Rex feeding at 8 p.m. if anybody wants in. This is such a bullshit website. Yeah. Because if you're going to do this, there better be a fucking park, too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we can get a lunchbox, though.
Oh, I used to have the figures. I bought a bunch of Jurassic Park figures.
See, the Jurassic Park logo is better than Jurassic World.
Everything's better than Jurassic World.
Jurassic World can eat my ass. I'm all set with it.
Unless we're talking about Jurassic World, which was like the combination of the first two books, and then they repackaged it as Jurassic World way back in the day. That was an amazing Jurassic World, but this movie they came out with, no.
We're talking current.
I know, and it makes me very angry.
Well, speaking of dinosaurs.
Yes.
Oh, God, I'm so good at segues today. Guys,
yes.
I'm doing
We've got a little
great.
time left. Let's keep going.
What do you mean we have a little
we're
time?
Almost at an hour.
Is that like our fucking time limit?
Well, it doesn't have to be, Shake. I just like to keep us honest.
I mean, we're being honest. We're at 56
keep
minutes.
Keep going, girl. You go, girl.
You know what? If you want to stop in an hour, we will. I won't talk about this.
No, go ahead. I want to hear it. Let's do it.
All right. Jesus Christ. You know what? Razzle's really got places to be, guys. I'm sorry. He's very busy. Takes time out to do this.
Oh, my God.
Speaking of dinosaurs, you had sent me an article of this man who was accused. It says in the title, accused of throwing an alligator through a drive-thru window.
Oh, my God.
Now, my first question just from that title is, how can you be accused of that? It's either you did or did not throw a fucking alligator through a drive-thru window.
It's just that stupid doublespeak where they have to say until I guess they're proven in a court. Blah,
I'm
blah.
just saying. I stop there.
Oh, you stop there.
And then on this news image, it says, gator tossed into Royal Palm drive-thru.
Well, I haven't kept up with the story since last week, but I do remember reading about it last week. And basically it was this guy went up to the drive-thru window, and he threw an alligator at the lady. I guess it was a lady. I don't even remember. But whoever was behind the window there just threw an alligator into the fucking, I guess it was a Wendy's. And
it was at 2:15 in the morning.
And so he does this, and obviously, you know, the police get called and everything, and the mother of the guy that did this was sitting there talking about, you know, oh, it was just a prank. It was just a prank. I'm like, bitch, no, that's not a prank. You don't shoot a wild animal at somebody.
You don't throw a dinosaur at me.
I mean,
and tell me
that thing can attack people. That thing will attack. You don't do that. That's like throwing a rabid dog in through the window, or throwing a wolf in through the window, or throwing a snake in through the window. That's not what you do.
The direct quote from Mom is, "It was just a stupid prank that he did that's now turning into this. He's a prankster. He does stuff like this because he thinks it's funny."
He should use that in the court of law. He should be like, Your Honor, I'm just a prankster.
I'm just a prankster, man. It was really funny, right? Like, he was, and the thing is, he didn't just throw it. Like, this person, like, handed him his items.
Yeah.
And then he was like, I pay with alligator now. And threw an alligator through the... Now, this alligator had, like, no duct tape around its mouth or whatever they use to fucking hold its mouth shut. So how the hell was he driving around with an alligator?
He said, I think, if I remember right, I haven't read the story in like a week, but I think he said he found it on the road or something.
He just picked it up.
Yeah, he did.
So the thing is, first of all, like, he was arrested. He's committed a felony, according to the court of law. Because this was a thought-out thing. Like, he picked up an alligator, brought it to a Wendy's, and threw it through the fucking window. But it is considered assault with a deadly weapon.
I hope. Well, it should be, yeah. Yeah, it's a deadly weapon.
And a misdemeanor on top of that for unlawful possession and transport of an alligator.
There you go.
But an alligator is a fucking deadly weapon. I don't know what I would do if someone threw a fucking alligator at me.
I would probably run away, scream.
I would be screaming when I saw the alligator. Well, if it was a friend of mine holding an alligator, I'd be like, oh, awesome, alligator. Why the fuck do you have one? But then, like, if it's a stranger, like, walking into the place I work, I'd think they were trying to rob me at alligator point. Can you imagine? You don't even need guns. If you show up somewhere with a fucking alligator in your arms, I think that's enough. I would give you all my money.
Oh my
So
God.
if anyone wants to rob me, just bring in an alligator. I'll give you everything. Because that's terrifying. Can you imagine if they just fucking throw that at you? It's going to bite your fucking arms off.
I tried to imagine it, and all I can think is, like, that's trauma right there. That's like, you might have some PTSD after something like that, because, like, you see a fucking alligator coming at you through the window, even if it's a tiny alligator like this one was, it doesn't matter, because that thing will just freak you the hell out. Like, you don't just do that. You don't just throw an alligator at people. But it happened in Florida this month.
It's fucking
But it was
scary.
just a prankster, though, so he can get off. I mean, as long as he's just a prankster.
I'm just a prankster, man. This is what I do.
You imagine, like, the Unabomber going, I was just a prankster. So.
I mean, really? That's all it ever was. A prank! I can't help myself. I just like to do silly things. And here I am. You know what? I'm just going to take my fucking full-grown lion and let it loose in a grocery store. What would even happen? Like, oh my God. I just don't understand. Like, that's not a prank.
No.
There's something fucking wrong with you. Like, you have a problem. Like, I'm sorry. You have issues. You need to seek medical attention because you can't be saved. It's even worse when, like, you know that crazy is, like, bred into his family when his mom's like, oh, he's a prankster. Like, if that was my grandmother, she'd be like, she's a fucking moron. I don't know what's wrong with her. I don't know her. Bye.
Like, as if that's like an identity thing. Like, oh, no, I identify as a prankster, so I can get away with this now.
Yes. Yeah, I'm a prankster. It's in my resume. My therapist classified me as one. So, yeah, it's like, this is totally cool, right? No felony charges, right? Because I really can't deal with that right now. It'll interfere with my prankster abilities.
Oh, I have to tell you about my dream I had.
Oh, God.
Oh, wow, okay. Well, maybe I won't then.
You're gonna, but go ahead.
Wow. Okay. Well, I was just saying, we've been...
There you go, telling me.
Oh, my God, you not want me to tell the story?
Well, I do want you to tell me, but, you kind of said you wouldn't, and I'm like, okay, and then you're like, anyway, I'm going to tell you.
Oh my God. Okay, so, we've been watching this show called Once Upon a Time.
Yeah.
And I've never seen the show before. I think Shake's seen, like, the first season before, so she's watching it.
First two seasons,
okay.
Yep.
And we've gotten to this point in the first season, because I don't really know what's going on, so this is like, I guess we're on episode 7 or 8 or something like that. And we've gotten to a point where we've met a new character. And for those of you who aren't familiar with the show, it's basically about a collection of fairy tale characters who are transferred into the real world. And it's sort of done like Lost, where there's like flashbacks to like the other life they had as fairy tale characters. So they've got like...
Well, it's written by them, too.
Yeah. And it's also got some actors, I think, from them as well.
Absolutely.
And so, okay. So anyway, knowing that, a new character just showed up on a motorcycle, and I don't know who it is yet, and Shake does. And so I've like been trying to rack my brain as to who it is. Well, anyway, I had a dream last Sunday night after we watched it, where I was like doing heavy research into figuring out who this was.
Oh my God, you got deep.
It gets even worse because like it was actually 2 dreams. See, I had the first dream. I woke up, went to get some water, and went back to sleep. I had another dream just like it, and so each dream I came to a different conclusion. And so I'm going to pitch these out because I know they're insane, and I know these are not it. Now, do you
want me, if you're right...
Shake, I'm not right. Shake. I'm not even close to right.
Okay, that's fine. I'm ready.
Okay, well, the first dream I had was, so you know how your brain acts very differently when you're asleep? I think logic works differently when you're sleeping because it's like, okay, well, I'm going to make all these logical, rational conclusions and things. Well, when I was asleep the first time having this dream... in my brain, I went to like the library and shit to figure this out. and I was like racking my brain with like clues from the show, and for some reason I thought that there was a scene in a cafe, because I know they always go to the cafe diners and such, and I thought there was a scene in a diner where this character came in and somebody asked him if they could have like some sugar. And he like had his teaspoon out and he poured it in. He said, "How about just a spoonful?" And so then I was like, "Oh my God, this character is related to the Mary Poppins story." So then I was thinking it was the oh my God, what's the name of Dick Van Dyke's character in that?
I always just call him Dick Van Dyke.
With the really bad
Dick Van
accent.
Dyke.
So that's what my brain was telling me. So the first conclusion I had was that it was him. That was the first dream. And it's so weird because like when you wake up, you're like really certain that this is that. And it's like only after you're conscious for a few seconds that you start to realize how stupid that theory is. And it's like, wait a minute, that doesn't make any sense. There was no scene like that. What was I thinking? But it's like for a few minutes, I was like, oh my God, I figured it out. I've got to text Shake. And I was honest to God, I was about to text you at like 2 a.m. that morning. With like, I figured it out. It's Dick Van Dyke. But then the second dream I had was a little bit smarter, I think, because my brain was telling me to go with the idea that this was more of a narrator character, because we just learned a clue that he has a typewriter, I think. I think this wasn't in my dream. I think this actually was on the show, that he had a typewriter. Is that correct?
That was on the show, yeah, because she asked to see what was in the box.
Okay, so I was thinking,
and he showed her.
Well, he's clearly a narrator character or a writer character or something. And so my brain was like putting images in my head of Winnie the Pooh. Okay? And you know the little boy in that, Christopher Robin?
Yep.
Okay. Well, my brain was telling me that Christopher Robin was the narrator of Winnie the Pooh. Now, I don't know if this is actually true or not, because I haven't seen Winnie the Pooh in like ages. But my brain was telling me, you know what? It's got to be Christopher Robin. It's got to be an older version.
It has to be.
Of Christopher Robin. And so that was my second one. And then I woke up in a few minutes. I was like, wait a minute. See, I like that. I do, however, like the idea of him being a narrator or a writer of some kind, since he has a typewriter. But that is as far as I've gotten. So those were my two guesses as to who the motorcycle man is.
So I think I can safely assume that you're enjoying this show.
Oh yes, I am.
Because I think it can go both ways with some people. It's not for everybody, because some of it can be kind of very like. It does fall heavily on like the romance and stuff sometimes, but that's fairy tales for you. So there's a lot of that in it. But one of the things I really, really love about the show is I love that we don't know who people are. And I like that we get to kind of live with that and kind of figure it out and do what you're doing, which is like, okay, because the thing is, the reason I'm so in love with that character is because he's so interesting. And he's so interesting because he doesn't give you anything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, he's very mysterious, and that's what really drew me to him, is like, okay, I don't know who you are, and even though I know nothing about you, you're very interesting. What are you doing? And he is one of those characters, because some of them, like, you kind of figure out pretty easily.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, I know who you are. Like, I think Little Red Riding Hood was an easy one.
And it's pretty obvious that I was Jiminy the Cricket.
Oh, yes.
Kate and Aliko was Jiminy Cricket.
I did not close my eyes in time.
Oh, my God.
Jesus. But it's that specific character that you're struggling with, I do not think a single person will guess who that is.
Oh, that's neat.
Because it is such a... And the thing is, he's so heavily veiled that when you figure it out, like, you know, when he's revealed, you sit there with yourself and you're like, oh my God, I should have known. But at the same time, you're like, there's no way I could have known. But it's almost it's like it feels very obvious once you know.
Yeah.
But he's a very cool character, so I'm very excited for that reveal. And there's still so many that are left to be revealed.
Well, if I was going to make like a real guess, like a non-dream-like guess, I would say it's probably something like one of the Brothers Grimm or something, because I was thinking like in terms.
Yeah, you had said that.
Oh, I said that?
You said that last week when we.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you said that last week. I don't remember when you said it, but at some point you said, "Oh my God, it's the Brothers Grimm," and I was just like, "Oh, okay," because I can't. I feel very much like you did when watching Lost. Like, I can't say anything because at this point the story is still so tame in where we are all watching it that it's just. I mean, things are obviously going to go crazy, just like they do in Lost. but I can't say anything.
I know.
So like when you guys make guesses, I just say okay. Like I can't say anything else because I don't want you to know. Like I want you to feel that same sense of wonder that I felt. So I understand now where you came from because, you know, it's so much better when you get to experience it and be like, oh my God. So I can't say it's very frustrating, but at the same time I'm like, I don't want to tell you. Like, don't ask me because I don't want to. Like, this is not going to happen, kids.
Let me ask you this.
Walk away.
If they were to bring John Locke into the show, and I don't know if they've actually brought back Terry O'Quinn or not, because they bring back all these lost people, but if they brought him in here, who would he be playing?
Oh, God. Because there are lost characters I've met that play people, and they are very fitting for those characters.
Well, I already know who one of them is, even though we haven't seen her yet.
Which one?
And I think we spoke about it when we were watching Lost. That's how I figured it out. Like somebody said it. But it was Claire, the Australian lady. I know that she plays Belle.
Yeah, and she's perfect for it. She's fantastic as it. I like her more in Once Upon a Time than I do in Lost. But she's not very likable in Lost.
Yeah.
I mean, she's okay. And then, you know, stuff. If John Locke was in Once Upon a Time... Well, Terry O'Quinn. Let's just go Terry O'Quinn. Okay. Who would he be? Wow, if we're going fairy tales and I have free reign.
And it can also be somebody that's already been revealed or something like that. Like, in other words, it could be a character that's already been filled. So there's no limit.
Right. I mean, he can't be the princes, please. I don't think he could be any of the kings because he's older. You know, he can't be a young character. He can't be Beast.
I could see him playing like a Geppetto. You know.
But we have a Geppetto.
Well, that's what I was saying. Like, you can even use people who...
I know, but like he's still... The Geppetto we have, I think, is so great. I love him.
Or maybe a Mr. Smeed or something.
Come on! Don't downgrade Terry O'Quinn like that.
He can be Captain Hook. I don't know.
Come on!
Oh my God, I like Captain Hook.
Oh my God, when you meet Captain Hook, though, I'm going to come back and be like, remember when you said Terry O'Quinn could do this? Do you regret it?
Oh my God. Well, I saw that other Peter Pan thing with the...
Hook is yummy.
What?
Captain Hook is yummy in this show.
He better be.
He's edible. Edible. You could eat him off a stick.
Yeah,
like
edible. Mr. Hook.
Peter Pan is very much, I don't know if you know the original story of Peter Pan.
I know a couple of different ones. Like, I saw that miniseries they did a while back. Like,
You did a miniseries on Peter Pan?
Yeah, and I don't know how true to the original stories it was. I do know that Peter Pan, like the original character, was kind of a jerk, kind of an asshole. Because J.M. Barrie always wanted him to have, like, the devil in him, I think is how he used to put it. But they did, like, a miniseries, and in the miniseries what they did was they had... he starts off in the real world, and he meets up with James Hook, or whatever his name in the real world was, and the two of them befriend each other. He sort of starts working for Hook, and then they go to Neverland. They eventually, like, obviously something happens where they go there, but when they get there, a huge wedge starts to come between them, and that wedge just starts getting bigger and bigger until eventually they just become enemies. And I thought it was pretty neat how they did it, but yeah.
Well, I think I know all of the stories in Once Upon a Time are based off of whatever tradition, was it traditional? Like whatever the original story was supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
But it's the Peter Pan in Once Upon a Time is the real Peter Pan. And now when I originally started watching the show, I was like, oh, Peter Pan's this awesome dude who wants you to, you know, go to Neverland, be a kid forever, have fun, woo! And, well, because as I watched the show and I learned about characters, I'd research them because I thought it was really cool to see, like, because Once Upon a Time it's not advertised as such, but it's a very dark show.
Oh, yeah. Like,
there's themes in that show that I don't think some of the people we watch it with get it. But that's okay. But it's got a lot of dark elements to it, and Peter Pan is in Once Upon a Time a very dark and upsetting part of the show.
Well, he should be.
Like Peter, and he's not likable at all. He is.
I'll reserve judgment because you don't even like Regina. So what do you know? But
here's what you don't know. okay, we have time. You listen, we're here together now. We can talk about this.
Oh, my God.
And what none of you know is that we record this through Skype. And Razzle's Skype image is Regina. And mine is Emma. So if you're viewers of Once Upon a Time, you know, our relationship now. But I don't dislike Regina.
Oh, I know.
I don't dislike her. I think she's a fantastic character, and I actually feel for her at times.
She's a very well-written character.
Yeah, and over time, once we get further into the show, I like her even more.
Yeah.
Like, I really grow to like her. But there's sometimes, and I think it with both Emma and Regina, they can be so contradictory.
Well, they just hate each other. So.
But Regina especially contradicts herself so much. She's like, I don't want you anywhere near my kid. And then she catches them together, and she's like, oh, well, thank you for watching my kid.
Well, it's like, that's
like,
pretty much,
okay.
That's every episode so far, is that Regina will be like, don't get anywhere near my son. And then somewhere Emma gets near her son, and they do something together. And then at the end, they get away with it. And then at the end, Regina's like, you stay away from my son. And that's pretty much every episode of Once Upon a Time so far in the first season.
Yeah. It's a very tense relationship, but it's played very well, I think, by both actresses. I like them both a lot. I like almost everyone in that show. My only issue is I love Snow White story version.
Yeah.
Snow White, like, current version is very odd. I don't know what it is about her. I can't get past it.
Yeah? Wait, you mean, like, real version?
Like, Storybook version.
Okay, you do like the storybook version.
No, Storybrooke Maine, short hair, Snow White. I don't like.
I love her, Mary Margaret. Oh, she's my favorite.
I don't know what it is. There's sometimes where she just doesn't. There's some interactions she has that feel very stunted and strange to me.
I think she's adorable. She's like the most adorable thing on that show.
You're just obsessed with Snow White.
I am, though. So what?
It's just like I'm obsessed. What's it to you?
Exactly. Mind your own biz.
Yeah, that show's really great. I'm excited to keep going with that. And for those of you who have never seen it, you know, watch it. Or watch it with us on Sundays. We have a TeamSpeak full of fucking people. We could use other people. It'd be great.
Oh my goodness. All right.
Yeah, we're at an hour and 17.
I think that's a good place.
You wanna wrap this
Yeah.
up? Do you wanna plug all of our stuff?
Oh,
do you wanna do that?
Yeah, let me do that real fast. Okay.
Yeah, you can take care of that. I opened, damn it.
I'm closing. Okay.
Taking a break.
Closing time. Okay.
Time to go to Chili's.
And now I'm thinking of The Office again. Okay, so let's get on with it. Okay, everybody. Yep. Remember to follow us on Twitter at the Prattlecast. That's at the Prattlecast. Send us some love. Send us some tweets. If you want to talk about what we talked about, just tell us what you think about the show so far. You know, we've got a long way to go. You can also follow us individually. You can follow Shake at Shakezilla TV or myself at Razzle_Dazzles. That's Dazzles, plural. And Shake, you mentioned you were going to set up something for people to call in or something. I don't know how that works, so I'll let you talk about that.
Yeah, I was looking into that a little bit. I'm going to be setting that up tonight. It'll actually be in the information panel underneath this episode. It is a place you can go to. You can call into the show, leave messages, ask questions, do whatever you want, and we can play them. I'm not sure how that's going to work yet, but we're going to work it out. And something you didn't mention, I don't know if you were going to.
You talking about the YouTube?
No,
okay,
not that.
Well, you go right ahead.
I'll let you have that. You can have that. We also have our email, which is theprattlecast@gmail.com. Email us with what you think. Let us know. Let us know how you feel about it. We want your input because we're very new and there's always room to improve. Also, you can email us with questions, topics, anything you want, and we'll definitely take it into consideration. Answer your questions the best we can. We can do all of that for you. But the call-in thing will be in the description of this episode when I put it up.
Awesome.
So that'll be there for you guys.
Awesome. And so, yeah, we're going to try to get a YouTube up and running where we put all the episodes on YouTube so you can watch them.
The YouTube's there.
Yeah, so we're going to try to do that. We're going to try to get that working. And, of course, always we're also on iTunes because, it's amazing. And we're explicit. So, just
We got that red E, guys.
We try to get it every week. That's why we always work in some...
Yeah, leave us reviews. Rate us and stuff. Because even if you don't like us, it's still a review.
Yeah.
Like, I want to see that stuff.
Tell us how much you hate us.
Yeah, give us fucking 1 star.
Well,
don't do that. Give us 5. Give us 5. Give us 5. We'll give you kisses.
All right, everybody. Well, thank you for joining us for the Prattlecast. We'll be back next week as well, and we'll be having some wonderful more topics for you. We'll see you then.